Hello, it's Mike Henry with Follower of One. We've been talking for the last few episodes about Ephesians 2, 1 through 10. And today's our last entry in this series. And we would like to talk today about the two words that kind of mark the end of every human situation and put us back in the space of God. Ephesians 2, 4 and 5 says, "But God, being rich in mercy because of his great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in our transgressions, made us alive together with Christ. By grace you have been saved." The two words are "but God." I did a search of the phrase "but God" throughout the Bible and found 40 or so instances in the New American Standard where that phrase is used. I just selected a couple of others to talk about today. Romans 5:8 says, "But God demonstrates his own love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." Genesis 50:20 says, is where Joseph is talking to his brothers at the end of their time, at the end of that book and at the end of that chapter. In Genesis 50:20, Joseph reminds his brothers that you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. But God is my little code phrase for the situation that I'm in. However dark my situation looks, but God becomes this kind of code thought for getting me through it. Some of this comes from Stephen Furtick's book, Crash the Chatterbox, because we get so wrapped up in our circumstances and we get so wrapped up in our situation, and we can worry ourselves or create anxiety or get behind or get discouraged, take ourselves out, medicate ourselves because we focus so much on our own situation. We focus on our circumstances. We don't have enough money. We don't have enough time. We don't like our job. We don't like the people that we work with. Our spouse doesn't do what we want, or our kids don't do what we want, or the government doesn't do what we want, or the president doesn't do what we want. We can focus so much on our circumstances that we never see God in what's going on. But God is this key phrase. However dark our circumstances are, God is in control. Romans 8:28 says that God causes all things to work together for good. We know that God is in charge. We know that God is working all things together for our good. Yet we can get all wrapped up in our circumstances. But God is my code word, because even in this passage, in verse 1, we were dead in our trespasses and sins, but God made us alive together with Christ. He saves us, and he talks about that in 2:8 and 9. And then he puts us right back to work in verse 10. All of this happens so that we take action. Our actions make God visible, but God made us alive, and God puts us to work so that God will make himself visible to others through us in our jobs. God saved you so that you can make him visible in your workplace today. How can you today make God visible? Try and do it without a word. Figure out a way to give something away or to bless someone. You can pay extra money at the drive-through window for your food and just tell them to keep it. You can pay for the person in line behind you or buy a lunch for someone in the restaurant. You can invest energy in helping the friends that you have at work, or even people who may not like you very much at work. Spend some extra energy and just do something for them. Ask God to show you what to do and then do it. God did all of this activity. We were dead. God made us alive. He saves us, and he puts us to work so that he will be glorified. Where you are today is an opportunity for you to glorify him. You're on the top side of the dirt. You're breathing. You have an opportunity to glorify God with your life and your actions. Thank you so much for being a follower of Christ and someone who's listening to these podcasts with the intention of glorifying God in your life. His glory is our good. His glory makes our life better. Check out our community at followerof1.org. Make a donation and invest a little money in Follower of One to help keep these messages coming. Do everything that you can to make God visible in your life moment by moment, and you will experience great joy walking with Christ every single day. Thanks very much.